Green juice detoxing. How do you do it right? How do you do it properly so you get long-term results and you feel fantastic, you reach your health goals and everything in between? On this video, I'm going to share with you a specific protocol which will help you through the process to do it the right way so you can achieve all of your goals. The green juice detox. How do you do green juice detox correctly? So on this video, I'm going to cover 4 key parts. Part 1, we're going to cover the do's. Part 2, the don'ts. Part 3, what you can expect. And then part 4 is the actual protocol. How do you actually do it? So I just wanted to explain specifically what's different about this juice cleanse protocol over any other juice. This juice cleanse contains no fruit sugars. So the reason behind that is that we're going to essentially train your body to burn fat as opposed to sugar. I'll give you a kind of example, best example I have. If you imagine a marathon runner, so you're running the marathon, I think it's about 26 miles. Marathon runners have to go through this process, and when they hit about 20 kilometers or 18 kilometers, they hit a process where they're completely fatigued. There's no energy left. They're struggling to get through to the finishing line. That last 6 miles is insanely difficult. That's what's called the wall. So marathon runners often hit the wall when they run out of glucose. So glucose is basically a primary energy source for your brain, for your body to function at a certain level. Now, it's not the only source. So now what science is discovering is that there's this other way that your body can function, which is through burning fat. So marathon runners, once they've hit and gone past the threshold and used all the glucose in their body, then they have to go through that transition phase, which is almost like a flu-like symptoms of just lethargy, cold sweats, all sorts of things, where they go through what's called the keto flu, which is basically where your body starts going into ketosis. So it starts transitioning from burning glucose to burning fat, and during that process can be quite uncomfortable. So during this cleanse, you are going to feel that, unless you're already a fat burner, which 99% of the population aren't, because we're just so trained to consume sweet things. So it's to point out that ketosis is going to happen during this process, and you're also adopting a very alkaline lifestyle, so you're going to be drinking alkaline vegetables and fruits. So let me give you this metaphor. Imagine you've got a match and you've got a candle. So the match, you light it and then it's gone out within seconds. With a candle, you light it and it can go for hours and hours and hours and hours. So when you go into ketosis, you've got a much bigger reserve of fat in your body than you have of glucose, and it's a different type of fuel. So your brain actually functions more optimally in that way. Your brain, your body feels more vibrant, everything slows down, but it's kind of like a little bit more of a stable pace, whereas if in glucose, you're kind of like that. It's like a roller coaster. So my goal is for you to experience and go into that kind of process of that feeling of that kind of smooth, slow burn, and to experience ketosis. But the challenge is that you will go through a threshold of like a kind of flu-like symptoms. You won't get a temperature, but you'll feel very low in energy, a bit down, a bit depressed. You will go through that process. It's not unusual, because we're going to take your body into ketosis. But then once we do that, then your body will start burning your body fat. So especially if you're looking to lose weight, this is a great way to do that. And it's also great to experience what it's like to burn fat. So you become addicted to it. This is so much more satisfying than this kind of roller coastery ride, and I want to feel like this more. How do I do that? So you begin to ask the question and you begin to say, right, I need to eat more of those foods. Then you can start looking into long term. Obviously it's to improve your diet and eat less sugary things and more things with good quality fats. I'm not saying all fats. It's a critical part that you obviously don't drink like fucking sunflower oil or those kind of hybridized fats that they use to cook chips in and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope that explanation kind of frames this detox in a different way to how you might experience different detoxes. Goes to the first part of juice detoxing. This is a critical part. First one is to make sure that you're taking time out to rest. It's a really good idea to allow yourself the time to rest and relax, because there's going to be times when you're feeling a bit down, low. Sometimes your mind will do some strange things. Your body will want to just crash and sleep and not do anything, and just allow yourself to do that. You've got to give yourself the space to do that. And also, most important thing is, if you can, like I'm here in Bali, do it in a place, in a location where you're away from all the stresses of your everyday life. You've got to get out of your environment into a new environment where you've got nothing planned in your day, and just other than drinking juice and sleeping and maybe some exercise and some massage. Point 2 is to incorporate some kind of breathing practice. I can't stress how important this is. You think about our lungs, like what would we be without our lungs, or this kind of critical organ system? Without oxygen, we don't have the possibility of, surviving for less than, say, 3-4 minutes. We can't do without oxygen for more than 3-4 minutes in some cases, unless you're a trained free diver or something like that. Okay, so it's really important that you allow yourself time to breathe, and that's learning to breathe properly and not just sitting there and meditating. Okay, I'm not denying that meditation, I have been using that as a tool, and that might be the time where you're doing your breathing practice, but you've got to learn to breathe properly. So we have got another video on the correct form of breathing practice, so we'll post this. There'll be a link on this video somewhere, a little I with a link to the video, so make sure you save that to the playlist and go use that when you're on your detox daily, if not 3 times daily ideally. 3 is to make sure that you're drinking enough water. Not only the amount of water, but make sure that you specifically check out the right amount for your body weight, but ideally it's going to be somewhere around 3 to 5 litres depending on how active you're being. But also make sure that you've got enough electrolytes. If you're feeling dizzy, nauseous, or feeling like shit, quite often that could be a result of just replenishing your electrolytes, and then you're feeling better again. And the type of electrolytes I mean are simple: bicarb soda, also very alkaline, which we'll go into more detail in another video. Also the correct type of electrolyte. So what do I mean? Simple things like lemon juice, Himalayan salt, bicarb soda. Those 3 things in some water will totally sort you out, and it will just help to replenish your electrolytes. You'll feel better and you won't have any problem. Point 4 is to exercise daily. Now the temptation is, when you're on a juice detox, you're feeling like shit, you don't really want to move, not all the time, but you might have periods of time like that. Obviously, if you're not feeling well, then don't push yourself. But if you're just feeling a bit tired, exercise is the best thing. This is what will kind of really restore your energy. Now, I'm not talking about going out and running a marathon. I'm talking about doing some light exercise that's going to bring on a light sweat, like yoga or Tai Chi, or something that is going to have you perspire a little bit. Or alternatively, if you're not willing to do any exercise, get in a sauna, but you must sweat. Like, our skin's responsible for 20% elimination of all the toxins that come out of you, so you might as well sweat. You might as well use this opportunity to sweat and get rid of all the toxins, as many as you possibly can, during the process. 5 is to get guidance. If you haven't done this before, don't do it on your own. Don't just drink 3 juices a day and think you're handling it. As things come up, this is a process that, to do it correctly, takes some education, takes some knowledge, takes some know-how. So work with an expert, work with someone, go to a retreat center, do it with a group of people, which is much more fun anyway, because you're kind of collaborating, you're mutually heading towards similar goals. So it's a great idea that you don't just do this alone, because it can be a lonely process. 6, during this process, you're going to feel better at the end of this. There's no doubt about it. You will feel better. You'll feel more rested, you'll feel more vibrant, you'll feel more alive, you'll feel better overall. Don't just do that process for 5 weeks. And how are you taking this into your daily life? What specific goals do you have? Now I'm going to cover a bit more about this in the protocol, but it's really essential that during your detox process that you actively use this process to make a commitment to ongoing long-term health. 7, slow down. When I say slow down, you're going to have to slow down anyway. So just allow your mind to just soften. Take up a practice of meditation. I'm not a daily meditator, but by all means I'm not suggesting that you become some kind of yogi guru hippie. I'm just suggesting that you sit quietly and with your thoughts and acknowledge that quite a lot of your thoughts are just complete garbage, and to separate yourself from your thoughts and to acknowledge that it's not real. It's just a thought process, it's your mind playing tricks, and allow yourself to just look at a fucking cloud in the sky and fucking enjoy it, because it's great. Look at a butterfly, just that's what I mean, just slow down, allow the process of life to kind of just pass you by and just be part of it rather than just zooming around like a crazy person. 8 is to self-reflect. So it's to take some time to self-reflect, what is not working in your life, what is working. Acknowledge the great things, acknowledge also the things that you want to take out, and just how are you going to alter, how are you going to change your life going forward, because this is a great process to go through where you're looking at this as well. There's some kind of self-reflection. So at the time of filming this video, we're purely counting on your donations. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. We've got stacks more videos coming your way. Don't forget to share this video. If you think it could improve somebody else's life for the better, click the share button and share it with them right now. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video.